Ask 10 different gardeners and you're going to get 10 different answers on what the best kind of raised garden bed is. You got metal, you got reclaimed wood with concrete braces, you have a pallet wood, and we have a DIY 4 foot by 4 foot by 1 foot tall garden bed as well. So today I'm going to show you how to build a garden bed just like this for only $20. I'm Kale, and this is Ready Set Homestead. Let's go to the store. All right, so the first thing we're going to need for lumber, you want to go to your lumber store and get some fence pickets. So this is a 6 foot pine. It's 208 here, but we don't want 6 foot unless we're going to be doing a 3x3. We're going to be doing a 4x4. So we want to get 8 foot. So right here we have 8 foot. Now these do have dog ears. This is the dog ear. That's perfectly fine. You have a choice between either cedar or pine. Now, cedar is going to be naturally more insect resistant, more moisture resistant, but you can see the price for cedar for an 8 foot is $6. The price for pine is $378. So almost half the price for the pine. So we're going to go ahead and get 4 of these pine pickets. Only thing I want to make sure is that there's not like a big crack in the middle of it. It doesn't have to be super fancy, but you can see this one that we have right here. We have a split, so I don't want this one. This one looks good. We need to get a 2x4. Same thing, couple different kind of 2x4s. You can get treated lumber. So these are treated 2x4 by 8s, 2 inch by 4 inch by 8 inch. Treated lumber is something that you use when it's going to be coming in contact with a lot of moisture. It's typically something that you use for structural when it's going to be touching the ground. This will be touching the ground, but it's not that big of a deal for it to have that extra moisture resistance because this is just going to be something that's holding the wood together. You can go with your standard heat treated lumber right here. That's $345. We also have our whiteboard, which is this right here. Whiteboard is typically used for interior studs. It's not going to have that same water resistance. That is $507. But what we're going to go for is the 2x3s. 2x3s are $3 a piece. Now the thing about a 2x3, you can see it's thinner. If you're not using it for structural strength, it's not something that you need that extra inch for. So this is just going to be holding on a couple boards to sit on the ground. So we're going to go ahead and go with our 2x3 because it's going to be the most cost-effective measure. We just want to make sure that we get a good board on this one. And when I say a good board, look at this one. I don't want that big of a curve. We are going to be cutting this, so a small curve isn't a big deal. You can see this one should do perfectly fine. It's okay to have things like this on it. So it looks like we found our board. For $20, here's our total. $20 exact. Now, something a lot of people talk about is their inability to do certain projects because of vehicles or other things like that. Well, I want to show you, this is my vehicle. I don't have a truck. That's my vehicle right there. So we're going to go ahead and stick all these boards inside. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it as well. Because if I can do it, you can do it. So depending on your vehicle, you have these pull tabs. A lot of times you can pull down the trunk. But I pulled down the trunk and then I lowered the seat. So cameras on the dash, you'll see how close these come up. But I got my front seat pulled all the way back. I got this seat down and we're gonna slide it up. All right, so got the wood in the car. Now I'll tell you, I've learned that I can carry about 25 2x4s with these pickets. That's a lot of pickets I can fit in there. The 25 2x4s, I am butted up against shoulder, but just because you have a car doesn't mean you can't haul your own lumber. You can see this is 8 foot. I still have an additional 2 feet. I can fit 10-foot boards in here. If I don't have a lot, I can do 12 feet if I put them at a diagonal going across back over here. So you can do it. You just gotta get creative. But let's get back to the house and get this cut up. We have our wood. Now I'm gonna be using a chop saw. You can use whatever saw works best for you. That may be, I don't know, maybe it's a hand saw. I want to use a circular saw. I'm gonna use a chop saw. But I'm gonna be measuring the top board at 4 feet. And I'm gonna line up all of the boards on the end. Against. You can do this one by one if you prefer. I'm gonna be doing it all at one time. Then we're gonna take our 2x3 and we're gonna measure a foot each. I'm gonna cut. Now, you could try and go from one end to the other. It's gonna be easiest if you cut it smack in the middle and then cut it from there. You should end up with 8 boards that are about a foot long. For this next part, you can use screws, you can use nails, you can use staples, you can really use whatever you want. You can even use wood glue. So that part has not been factored into the cost of this, just because I always have screws laying around. It's not something that I factor into a lot of my projects, unless it is specifically going to be a large project where I know I'm going to be using a lot of those. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking that board that we just cut. So this is one of our fence pickets, and this is that other board, and we're going to line up on the edge. Now these are T25 number 8, 1 inch by 5/8 inch. That's T25. It's a little star shape. One there. We're gonna flip it around. Now when you flip it around, make sure you don't do it like this way, because you can see how it's on this side. And then we're gonna measure the center. Which, if we cut it at 4 foot, is gonna be 2 feet. Now, if you remember before, I was talking about how boards like this, when it comes to the side pieces, are okay. It's because we have this chip out side on one, but we have a flat side on the other. So we're going to take the flat side and put that where the wood is. Now, I'm not using a square, and I'm just kind of eyeballing the center of the 2x3. And here, I'm only going to do one. Now we're going to do the other. I'll go ahead and leave a little bit of a gap. You don't have to, but you can. I mean, you can do it even a little higher. Like that. That'll do. I'm going to do center first on this one. Try lined up each side. I'm going to do the outsides. We're gonna do this exact same thing one more time. Completed that step, you should have 4 pieces left. Now, if you want to be specific on how you do your dog ears, you can. I'm not being really crazy with it, but you should also have 2 more pieces like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark 2 feet on both sides. Flat end against the board. Now for this one, I am going to use 2 screws. And you can do 2 screws on the other one if you want to. I'm going to line up the end. We're going to do that again. Now we assemble. So the way I do it, most of my tables I build are fairly tall. They're about 3.5 to 4 feet high. But I'm going to go ahead and just rest this on the table to line up with this board right here. So we don't need to complicate things. I'm going to set this here. But now I'm using 2.5 inch. And the reason I'm using 2.5 inches is because we're going to be drilling this board into this. And so because this 2x3 is thicker, I can use a longer screw to get a better grip. We're doing 4 total, so 2 on each. I'm going to line the edge of this board up with the edge of this board. So we're not going to have exactly 4 feet. There is going to be a little bit difference on one side. I mean, you could measure it out and you could go exactly. It just depends on how precise you want to be. But if you watched me before, it doesn't have to be pretty. It just needs to be practical. So now we're going to take our other piece. We have an L shape here, essentially. You can see going down to the ground, coming up. So you don't want to take all the weight off of that other end because then it can bow down. So we're going to move it. Just like so. And again, we're going to line up the boards. And you guessed it, we're gonna do the other side. Now, these fence pickets aren't exactly 6 inches wide. They're about 5 3/4. So that's why you have a little bit of overlap if you notice on one side. One side is flush, one side is gonna have the overlap. So I wanna make sure that all the sides that are flush are on the same side. Take it to the yard. Want to build it a little bit higher, you can build it higher. You just need to get 2 more boards. It's going to be 2 boards for every 6 inches. And then you'd have to get some extra 2x4s just to extend the length. But we'll put this guy in right here. Roughly, this is a 12, it's a 1x4x4. So 16 cubic feet of soil. Make sure you check out my video on how to fill a raised garden bed to fill in something like this and not spend a bunch of money either. So for $20 worth of lumber, you can always, if you could use screws like I did, if you don't have your own screws, I mean, you can get a box for $5, $10. And of course, watch that video on how to fill a raised garden bed for free. So essentially for under 20, 30 bucks, you can get yourself a nice raised garden bed. You can see I put the flush on top, and then the other ones are stuck in the ground to just give it a little bit of, you know, stability there. So that's it. Make sure you check out the other videos. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. I'm Kale. This is Ready Set Homestead.